the simplest way to describe it is it's just the reason why you exist. What's your purpose? What difference are you trying to make in the world? And just try to imagine any job that you've had where you didn't feel good about what the company was doing, and if you can think about organizations that have a purpose, how that feels to work in those organizations. Think about a company like Whole Foods Market. You talk to any one of their employees and they are like die-hard evangelists because they believe so deeply in the principles of that company and the purpose that it's trying to fulfill in the world. And so having a purpose cultivates well-being in terms of the personal employees' level of engagement with the company increases. They feel better about what they're doing. The companies, in terms of the well-being of the company, is enhanced largely because in the war for talent today, especially when you look at the millennial generation, they don't want to go work for a company who they don't believe in. They want to go work for a company that's doing something that they believe matters in the world. And so those companies that have a purpose are able to attract and retain some of the most passionate, talented people in the marketplace. If you go to any kind of self-help section in a bookstore, you will find lots of material on finding purpose in your personal life. But most people have to go to work, and they go to work for 40, 50, 60 hours a week. And so it dawned on us that it would be great if you could take or cultivate a sense of purpose in your work life. Because unfortunately, a lot of the time when people think about purpose in their personal life, they relegate that to their time on the weekends or to their hobbies or their personal passions. But because you spend so much time at work, the idea is how can companies kind of harness the passion and the desire that people have to use their talents in the service they can believe in at work. There's definitely a strong correlation between purpose and performance. You look at individuals like Jim Collins, who have really studied high-performing organizations, and that was one of his biggest discoveries in Built to Last, was that the highest performing organizations are companies that have a purpose beyond making money and have a set of core values that define the culture of those organizations. So to discover a purpose, it's something that has to be authentic, it has to be genuine. So if you look at the case of Southwest Airlines, Herb Kelleher looked at the marketplace in the 70s and saw that only about 15% of the marketplace had ever flown, and said, I am going to build a low-cost airline for those 85% of the people that haven't flown. And he brought fares down dramatically, he increased frequency, and when we came into the picture, we said, well, what do those low fares and frequent flights actually do for people? And when we started talking to consumers that use Southwest Airlines and said, what difference has Southwest made in your life? We started hearing all these stories of freedom. They've given me the freedom to go and do more than I thought possible. And we said, Herb, you are not in the airline business, you are in the freedom business. You are here to give people the freedom to fly. We anointed his employees freedom fighters. We talk about liberating markets. And so, and it really took root and made people very proud and engaged to work for that company. But it was discovered by looking at the strengths, the authentic strengths and talents of that organization and the difference it had made in the lives of the customers it was serving. There's a quote from Aristotle that kind of informs our approach, which is, where your talents and the needs of the world intersect, there lies your purpose. And that is essentially our methodology. What are the talents of this organization? What genuinely do you do really, really well? And how does that intersect with what people actually need in their lives? And that's where you start to find the juice of the purpose for a company.